Well, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Mark Zuckerberg? Do you trust him? Do you believe that he has finally come to the realization that he does not control free speech and that he's going to let now his new meta system follow free speech guidelines for the United States? Or is he just saying this to us because he's trying to get in the good graces of President Donald Trump? I just wanted to know what you thought about it. I have really been trying to consider it and how he's all of a sudden had this great epiphany that what he's been doing forever has really broken our U.S. Constitution. And so I was looking at several things about him. You know, Facebook started in 2004, and then it started at Harvard University. And he really started it just for his friends and people at Harvard. And then it kind of expanded into other Ivy League schools. And then he started letting other people participate in it. And then by 2007, it had taken over MySpace and was the largest social media outlet. And so what happens when things like that happen is that you normally will have a person, especially when someone is creating some technology that's new, they start thinking they control it. And by controlling it, he thought it meant that he also controlled free speech. He did not control free speech. I wanted to read you what the First Amendment says. And this is the problem that I have with Mark Zuckerberg, because he is one of those billionaires. And because Facebook made him a billionaire, or Meta, as he calls it now, is that he thought that he controlled not only Meta or Facebook, but he also controlled our First Amendment. But let me just read this to you. It says, First Amendment fundamental freedoms. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Now, this is where Mark Zuckerberg and other social media owners, per se, this is where they have problems, because they started thinking, because they started this one particular niche industry, that they were in control of everything, including what people can say. And I thought it was really funny, because now he says that he's going to stop all censorship, and now he's going to go to a platform similar to X, where they have, what do you call it, where the community comments or whatever. But even still, I still want to know why he thought that all of these years, he started this in 2004, is now 2025, and so we're talking over 20 years, why he thought that he had a right to change our U.S. Constitution to his benefit.
Alert moments ago, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, announcing they are changing their policies to focus on free speech. CEO Mark Zuckerberg saying this.
We're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US.
Wow, this is a big deal. Changes include ending its third-party fact-checking program and lifting restrictions on topics such as immigration and gender identity.
Well, is there anything more important to talk about? Also, until now, Meta used automated systems to scan for violations, but found they resulted in too much censorship. So, from now on, they'll focus on tackling illegal and severe violations like terrorism, fraud, to name a few.
And joining us right now to name one, a Fox & Friends exclusive, Meta's Chief Global Affairs Officer, Joel Kaplan, joins us live here on the couch. Joel, welcome.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you,
Great
Joel.
to be here on the couch on Fox & Friends.
It's great to
Glad
have you
you're here.
Okay, so you are announcing these big changes as of 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
If you're making big changes, does that mean you were doing something wrong before?
Look, this is a great opportunity for us to reset the balance in favor of free expression. As Mark says in that video, what we're doing today is we're getting back to our roots in free expression. There's a number of changes we're making, but if I could, and just highlight three.
Yep.
First is, as you heard, we're eliminating the third-party fact-checking system. Well-intentioned at the outset, but there's just been too much political bias in what they choose to fact-check and how, so we're just scrapping it
When you said
entirely.
they, what do you mean? You mean you?
The fact checkers.
You set up your, but they're yours. fact
Well,
checkers, right?
so the idea was they're independent fact checkers, but they've just been too biased. And so what we're going to do instead is adopt a system like X has of community notes. So we're just going to rely on our own community of users to provide people more information about what they're seeing. And we think that's going to work
So
great.
give us an example. If the headline is Donald Trump won the presidency, then anyone in the community can write notes underneath it?
Yeah, great question. So somebody can write a note, and then the way it works is different people on the platform can sort of vote on that note. And if you get people who usually disagree, who all say, yeah, that sounds right, then that note gets put on the post and people see it. X has been doing it for a while. We think it's working really well, and we're going to adopt that system.
And what are the other ones? I know you want to go.
Yeah, thank you. So the second one is about the rules that govern content on our platform. They've just become too restrictive over time about what people can say, including about those kind of sensitive topics that you mentioned that people want to discuss and debate: immigration, trans issues, gender. We want to make it so that, bottom line, if you can say it on TV, you can say it on the floor of Congress, you certainly ought to be able to say it on Facebook and Instagram without fear of censorship. So we're changing those rules. And then the last thing, if I could, we're also going to change how we enforce the rules. And we're going to make it so that there's way less over-enforcement and way fewer mistakes that actually make up the vast majority of censorship that people experience on our platforms.
So let me know what you think. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.